I am a microphone killer. 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 My third eye vision is optical, bird's opposition like suspension from the ceiling and mission impossible. I shine at the lightest hours. The bright devour hit you from the Eiffel Tower with a sniper rifle's power. Life is sour, so I buckle my face. Walk around cussing and crazy like hood niggas with guns in their waist. Speak now and be passed out. We lay the smack down on whack clowns who back down from rap rounds with act rounds. So why you acting hard? I make you jump higher than crisscross on a trampoline after shock with a cattle prod. Lost your mind, I hope you find it. Put a survivable hole in your head, the rest of your life you'll be open-minded. Weak MCs don't speak to me, you couldn't reach or see my frequency equally with Dennis Cade seeking me. Recently, teaching me is not to be done easily impressed. I speak with these frequencies equivalent to
I am a microphone killer. 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 I am a microphone.
What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live in direct, live in effect. It was very hot today out here in Maryland, man. Maryland. It was pretty hot. Um, the weather decided to go ahead and switch up for the better. So it was sunny outside, man. The clouds were showing. It was nice. Sky was blue. It was beautiful. What can I say? You know, when we get days like that, I like to make sure I appreciate them as much as possible. But yeah, it was pretty good weather today, man. How's everybody doing? Who's in the chat? What we got in the chat? Loyalty over royalty. What's good, champ? What up? What up? What up? Yes, sir. I took last week off to hang out with the fam. Money is silver. What up, man? What up? It's grind time. Hook me with the thumbnail. Ever see Ring of Power? I have not seen Ring of Power before. I need to watch it though, if that's something that is involved with what we like to chat about on this channel. I need to check that out. My man Civic Maker. Perfect attendance continues. Alfonso, what up, champ? What's good with you? Cherokee, what up? What up? What up? My man Jared in the house. Hawaii is in here. Show some respect. Put some respect on my man's name. What up, Jared? I don't have my silver can today. I got the copper joint rolling out, but this right here conducts energy too, man. Like if you can't get the silver one, I was telling y'all, go ahead and grab yourself a copper. These things are only like $30, man. You know, people say it makes the water taste a little weird. It does have a taste to it, but I usually do. I put lemon in mine, so you don't taste it as much, but it does have a little bit of a taste to it. But yeah, the lemon pretty much fixes that issue. My man Keith Lamont, I knew you said you was watching, but you were quiet for the longest, man. I ain't heard from this dude since like January. I was hoping he was okay. What up? What's going on, Keith? James J, what's up? Constitutional Law Group US, right to travel. We the people taking back our power. It's only right, man. You know what I mean? It's only right. And nobody else can do it but us. Can't no lawyer make sure your rights is respected. It ain't gonna happen. Cold campaign. This guy. Hey, listen, man. Once and for the record, okay? All right. This is what I'm gonna say about this. All right. I don't respect nobody that takes somebody else's style and runs with it. I don't care how successful they get. No. Sting is not for the people. Sting is a crow knockoff. All right. That's where we're gonna leave it off. For those of you who don't watch wrestling, this is wrestling banter. But nah, I was a fan of WWF, WCW back in the day, and I never liked Sting because dude was a crow knockoff. Like, dude, you literally took the Crow's whole swag. Now, the Crow was an excellent movie, The Crow was a great movie. For those of you who haven't, they were supposed to be remaking The Crow. I think. I think it fell through though. But I would love to see a remake, man, because it's just interesting to see what they could do with that movie with today's technology. But I'm a big fan of the original one with Brandon Lee. Everybody knows what happened to him and his dad. I think there was it was something else going on with that particular scenario. But Bruce Lee was starting to hit profound points in his career. He was starting to ask the right questions, and I guess he pissed people off. So they probably took his son out for good measure too. But yeah. The Crow was the business, and the only thing I respect sang that song. What is it? If you love him, you gotta leave him, or what is it? You gotta let him go, or something like that. Sting and the Police. What up, Martin? What's going on? Hector Turo, what up? What up? What's good, champ? Good to see you here. Law of the Land in the house. My man from Telegram. That's what it is. If you guys have joined the Telegram channel, welcome to the family. This chat is for you guys. This show is for you guys, trying to get you guys acclimated. I'm not going to go over everything, but you know what I'm saying? Basically telling you guys welcome for joining. I know a lot of you came over from Here's the Deals channel. We had about like 3 grand subscribers come from over there. So thank you guys so much for joining the family and supporting. Feel free to hit the like button. Please hit that like button and share the video. And if you're not subscribed, which most people who watch this channel are pretty much subscribed, we got a pretty loyal following here. But if you're not subscribed, there's that small percentage. Consider hitting that subscribe button, man. Neil Finn, what up? What's going on, Neil? What up, Tim? With the bars. I used to destroy many a MC back in the day, Tim. When if there was a tournament and you heard that name A6 get called after your name, you realized you was in for a long night. Took a lot of people apart. Bill Coles, what up? What's going on? Yo, this guy. Electroculture, put copper in your guard, use copper. You know what? I've been meaning to grab some copper tools too, because I heard the copper tools are actually much better for your garden than any steel, iron, plastic type deal. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely. They're much more expensive than regular tools though, because they know what's up. They much more expensive, but 100% put copper in your garden. Yes, indeed, copper tools. Agreed. Now, you can get a kilo of copper from off of like eBay for you can get a kilo of copper off eBay for like, I think it's like $14 or something like that. Might be good to have just in case SHTF, man. If it's $14 a kilo, it might be less than that, honestly, but you can get a kilo of copper. You get a few kilos of that and just keep it somewhere. You know what I mean? Just in case. You never know. But just in case. You know what I'm saying? What up, Fred? Bad weather in Macon, Georgia, but we here. Really? Okay. They probably over there tampering with stuff. You know how they do. He was a good wrestler. Hey, man. He was solid. I'll give him his props. He was entertaining in the ring, but I just didn't like the knockoff gimmick. I wasn't a fan of that. Fake government weather. We were all WWF fans when we were 12 years old, but then you were supposed to grow up. If you're a grown man watching wrestling, you need help. Wrestling is crap now, man. So, even if it was a situation where, wrestling was still as good as it used to be, I couldn't knock somebody for it because I'm going to tell you like this. It was basically a soap opera for men. Like, let's keep it a stack. Like, dude. I think I started watching wrestling when I might have started watching it at 9 or 8. And my cousin got me into it. My cousin was really heavy into wrestling. So I started watching with him and he put me on, Macho Man, Ted DiBiase, Hulk Hogan, of course, the Big Boss Man. Ultimate Warrior was his favorite. So, we would watch wrestling over his house. He had these wrestling buddies. Dude, let me tell you something. Them wrestling buddies was clutch because we used to whip them asses, man. And like a lot of times with our little cousins, they didn't want to wrestle us because we would beat the shit out of them. So we had to get the wrestling buddies and wrestle them instead. But yeah. And then like in the 90s, it started getting really, really good. That's right around the time Bret Hart was at his peak. Shawn Michaels was running around. Undertaker, you had Stone Cold really coming up and starting to make moves. And he Stone Cold was something else in '96. You go back and watch the old wrestling flicks. In '96, he was something. He was really starting to heat up. I still say he would have had a longer and better career if Owen Hart never snapped his neck or destroyed his vertebrae. Lucky he survived that shit. But yeah, it was a few of them that was really out there making moves, man. And it was Triple H and all them. And it started. I think wrestling hit his plateau around, I want to say 2000. Right around the time Stone Cold took a long time off for neck surgery. That's when it started to hit a plot. When they had Rikishi hit Stone Cold or hit Stone Cold with a car because Stone Cold had to get neck surgery, so they had to kayfabe it and make it so that I did it for the Rock. It started to go down and they're like, what are you talking about? This is ridiculous. So right around that time for me, I really stopped watching it. Besides, I think at that time I was in like, damn, I want to say like 12th grade or something. I wasn't really watching wrestling. I was interested in chasing girls around. So pretty much let go of the wrestling for the most part. I used to be a faithful watcher. I would watch everything. I would watch Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays. I'd be always watching it, but it's nothing to watch anymore now. To me, it's garbage now. I've tried to watch it again, but it's just so bad. I can't even sit there and watch it. But, I'm not going to knock anybody for doing what they're doing as long as they ain't bothering nobody. Hope that tax exempt info I gathered helped you a lot. Yeah, it was very interesting information, man. It was very interesting information. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting. How would you handle a court case of driving no license? Go back and watch my old video I put out of how I dealt with that, because I did a video about 4 weeks ago now where I had to go to court for something like that. And I just checked the docket. They actually moved the case to circuit court, which is interesting, but you know what I mean? It's one of the things that's just gonna get thrown out. Because I checked online, the circuit court don't even handle traffic cases, so they tossed it to another jurisdiction just so it can get dismissed. They play games like that though. I probably go all the way down there just to see the damn courthouse or the courtroom door closed. Waste my damn gas and my time. You know how they do. Truth about copper. So what do you think about that vid I sent on AI generated the end of time? Yeah, I might not have watched that, dude. I got a whole lot of videos people were sending me. I might not have gotten a chance to watch it. If you sent it to me on Instagram or you emailed it to me, I might not have gotten. I still got videos I haven't watched yet. I had a very busy week last week, man. I'm doing a whole bunch of different stuff. I also got to keep learning too, so I didn't watch it yet. I would like to check that out though. I believe I put copper in my hair. Interesting. Okay. Try growing a few plants in copper pots. That is a good idea, actually. I never thought about that. Copper pots. That's a great idea. I used to watch the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair. Yo, let me tell you something, bro. The Four Horsemen was dope. My favorite Four Horsemen group was when you had Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Chris Benoit, and Mongo McMichael. Because everybody wanted to see Mongo McMichael wrestle, but he never wanted to wrestle. It was crazy. For a long time, he never wanted to get in the ring. That was in '95 or something like that. Yep, soap opera for men. I started watching it again with my son. Nothing wrong with that, man. Listen, I ain't gonna knock anybody for doing something that's not bothering anybody or not harming anybody. You want to watch wrestling, you go ahead and watch wrestling, man. Do what you do. I respect it. Dudes out here with wrestling belts. That, on the other hand, like, yo, listen, you know what that comes from? I'm gonna tell you what that comes from, Cherokee. Because back in the day, all right, you had to have serious cheese to have a replica belt because the technology really wasn't out there like that. So you had to get a specialist to make replicas of those belts. Back in like '98, when we all was beating each other up in the backyard and elbow dropping our little cousins off the porch, we would have loved to have a replica champion. What? Oh my gosh. And then let alone the technology, not alone wasn't there, but we ain't had the money for that. Like, yo, to get a replica belt back then, you were spending like $2,500, and then it would take months to create. They had to create those belts. because they didn't just have them sitting around. Now you can jump on Amazon and get a replica belt for $350. So what that really is, that's a lot of the men who remembers when they were children and they always wanted a belt. You know what I'm saying? And they made a replica of it, got a replica made or bought a replica because they can afford it now. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I ain't gonna say I wouldn't get the belts. No, walking around with them is a whole different thing. But if I like, dude, I'm gonna build a man cave eventually, and I'm gonna have a lot of stuff in there I like for display. You know what I mean? Belts might be one of them. You know, but yeah, the man cave is something different though. You know, I haven't watched since 95, 96. Yeah, you missed a good year of wrestling from like 96 all the way up to 2000 when Chris Jericho came to WWF. My dad was good friends with Bobby the Brain, old school. Yo, Bobby the Brain Heenan was hilarious. One of the best commentators to do it. I also knew Dick the Bruiser. We used to go to Dick's house as kids. Nice. What up, King Tony? What's up, Chant? Traffic Court Bowl. What up, dear? What's up? What's up? First of all, you point out that you're not a driver. Therefore, I wasn't driving. I was traveling. Damn, but the thing about it in court, though, when you go in and you try to say that in court, they're gonna try to steamroll you anyway. You know, but I have seen situations, depending on what state you in, where the paperwork you turn in can get the case dismissed. So here in Maryland, they ain't really trying to dismiss anything. They trying to get you to come in. Unless it's like a situation where they move it to circuit court. Rock was the best. Rock was solid, man. My favorite was Bret the Hitman Hart. I remember all of that growing up. Yes, indeed, man. Let's not kid ourselves. All right. If you wasn't watching WWF or WCW back in the day, you was a geek. You know what I mean? Everybody and their mother was watching wrestling. Everybody. I used to go to the live shows when they came to Baltimore, man. Hall and Nash. I remember Hall and Nash came to Baltimore, and then they came out to the Fugees. Ready or Not, here they come. Me and my cousin never forgot that. Yeah. All right, let's get to it, man. We over here talking about wrestling. We supposed to be talking about what's happening in the world. We got what are them things called? We got the Titan capsules getting lost at sea and disappearing and being found with no oxygen. We got a whole lot of crap going on, man. Listen, as far as that, people would ask me about that capsule situation. Yo, the last time something happened where a object that was supposed to be navigating on or in the ocean sank and wasn't recovered or found till a long time later. We got the Federal Reserve Act shortly after that, and all of our gold and silver was removed for dollars or Federal Reserve notes. All right, y'all been hearing about the Fed Now coin. All right, it's already up and running. They already got it up and running. So now it's a situation where history's repeating itself. All right, that same exact thing that happened before just happened. So it ain't gonna be too much long till they roll out another act turning all currency digital. It's gonna happen soon. You know what I mean? This is why I tell you guys, and I've been telling y'all, make sure you prepare yourself. You know, get some lawful money, get some constitutional money. Constitutional money. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get on it, because if you want to keep your shit private to a degree, public transactions are public. But if you're trying to keep some of your transactions private, that's going to be the only way to do it, man. To be honest with you. But yeah, the whole reason that happened, everybody's like, yo, the Simpsons did it again. Yo, listen, Matt Groening, okay, is indeed connected. And I'm leaning towards the whole simulation theory thing with this whole circumstance, being programmed or whatever. This could be all a giant supercomputer for all we know. Who knows? But I'm gonna tell you what, this all is happening for a reason, and it's all coincided together. All right, with the whole entire situation with the Titanic sinking. Supposedly, there was supposed to be 4 bankers that were the wealthiest on earth that were not okay with a centralized digital currency, or excuse me, not okay with the Federal Reserve. Pretty much, they didn't want it to go from silver and gold to paper. Then those guys supposedly were on the Titanic when it sank, And the Titanic, the guys, the Rothschilds, and all the other ones who were supposed to be really, really powerful, supposedly got off the same day or the day before, or got on the boat and then got right off before it took off. And then that's when the whole nonsense happened. So, who knows? But I will say this, all right. I think the whole thing is possibly a psychological operation just to stir people up. Then another thing too, they also passed that there's two businesses that signed that agreement with this Beyond Meat type deal where they grow lab grown meat. And they about to take out all the livestock. They about to destroy all the livestock pretty much. And they're about to start selling that lab grown meat, that non-natural crap. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that got swept under the rug when all this whole capsule stuff was happening. So you got to make sure you stay abreast of what's happening because that stuff is a huge distraction, man. Huge distraction. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about this. I actually saw this and I want to know what you guys think about this particular scenario.
Constitutional jurisdiction. Consider the relatively new 100-mile border enforcement zone, which is essentially a, quote, constitution-free zone, meaning the Constitution doesn't apply. It means within this yellow border, the Border Patrol has extra constitutional jurisdiction. Now, as you may already know, under the Fourth Amendment, law enforcement can't stop you, we, the people, without probable cause. They need a search warrant, or they need your permission. But a law called the Immigration and Nationality Act made a massive exception to these constitutional rights. The bill says that Border Patrol agents can pull you over and ask you for your ID without a warrant, without probable cause, and it also says that it can search your vehicle without the need for probable cause. But it gets worse. If you think you're safe because you don't live near the border, which I do, but if you think you're safe because you don't, then think again, because this jurisdiction also extends to within 100 miles of any international airport. And that would mean you, because almost 9 out of 10 Americans live within the Border Patrol's jurisdiction.
All right, so they said that the Border Patrol, and I've been watching a lot of videos, and the interesting thing about a lot of them videos with the Border Patrol is that they seem to be just as clueless about the Constitution as any other department is. You know what I'm saying? I done seen videos where people were sitting on a bus and refused to answer the question when they asked, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" It was like, I ain't answering no questions. And then they literally pulled this man off of the bus. You know what I'm saying? I done seen this happen. And I'm like, yo, y'all don't even know y'all opening yourself up for a mean lawsuit because nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about, you know what I mean? Your constitutionally protected rights are waived around 10 miles of the what? What are you talking about? Easy money. Easy money. Goofy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But that is an easy suit. But yo, you literally can hold these people responsible, man. Because there's no way in the Constitution does it say that at all. So to me, that's color of law. And there's specific codes in the U.S. United States codes that apply to those officials who overstep under the color of law. The Rock was the best. Rock was dope. I remember all that growing up. Where's my Hulkamaniacs? Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. The Rock talked more shit than anybody. The Rock was a badass on a microphone. It wasn't. Not too many people were as good as The Rock on a microphone. You know what I mean? Stone Cold was pretty good too. Titan Psyop, zero proof. That's what I said, Jared. I said the same thing. I said, this sounds like a psychological operation to me. A freaking what are the odds? All right, a freaking submarine that goes to watch look at the Titanic remains, which I've seen multiple videos of video footage of. I don't know if it was. I can't say it was boats or submarines, but I've actually seen footage of supposedly cameras looking at the remains of the Titanic. So. You know what I mean? To me, it just was like, yo, what are the odds of this freaking thing capsizing or not being found or something like that, or having to be an issue in the same exact area that this happened to the Titanic. What are the odds of that? Then they said it was a bunch of billionaires. Translation: people whom you've never met and you will never be able to verify that they're missing. Let me explain something to you. All right. The moment you have a situation with some billionaires getting a position where they get terminated or deleted or somehow, um, that individual who is responsible for that particular ride, boat, subway is in a world of hurt. And I ain't even just talking about financially. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even talking financially. So I would not even begin to try to imagine that that would be something that's possible, because that's just stupid to me. Makes no sense. You know what I mean? Billionaires who you've never met and you can never verify that they've actually ever existed, because your broke ass is not even a millionaire and you'll never meet a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, nah, bro, I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna buy it. You know, courts or banks administering probate agency, administering the People's Sense KV Trust account under your straw man's name. Yeah, that is facts. They're administering your estate. Told you guys when I went to the post office and I asked the postmaster, I asked him, was he a trustee? And he said, yes, I am the trustee and executor. He said this. He told me this. You can't be a trustee unless there's a trust. 100%. It's the same for your state government workers too. You know, you can look at your state constitution and it'll literally tell you that the state employees themselves are pretty much trustees, and the state is a trust. Bro, they can print it now. What you talking about, man? Blackstone and J.P. Morgan created a Ukraine rebuild back at the same time. Oh, is that one of the things that happened? Really? I'm not surprised. Look what they do. They go in and tear the damn city down. You know what I mean? The city gets destroyed and they rebuild it. And when they rebuild it, they got their hand all in it. 100%. Look up 3D print. Oh, 3D printed steak. Yeah, dude, I saw that. It looks disgusting, man. That 3D printed steak looks like cartoon meat. You ever watch like a cartoon and watch them eating a steak or something and it just looks weird? That it literally looked like some cartoons. Like, who would put that in their bodies? I mean, I ain't gonna say that because people put that crap stuff, like weird stuff, in their bodies all the time, and I ain't gonna say what the thing is, but yeah, Florida is screwed. The whole state falls in the border. Man, listen, ain't none of the states of listen. The state of is screwed. The republic is not. All right, the republic is not, and you will be if you decide to stand up. You know what I mean? You will be protected because your rights are 100% not negotiable. The 100-mile zone in the United States corporation border is controlled by the United Nations. United Nations Corporation is bankrupt. Yes, facts. The United States Corporation is bankrupt and in the state of receivership. Yeah, I would go as far as to say the whole entire fictional territory is underneath the United Nations and Britain's and the Vatican's control. You know what I'm saying? The whole fictional jurisdiction, the all capital, because every area on the it's got an overlay on every area that's supposed to be on the land. You know what I mean? But the republic itself, the republic, we already know where that came from. That's the natural part. The republic is the natural part. So no, they don't own the republic. The people own the republic. We are the republic. Feel me? Yep. So yeah, that's all that stuff sounds like, okay, y'all want to overstep, go right ahead. Go ahead and try it. Because it don't say that nowhere in the Constitution. You operating out of your delegation of authority. That's gonna be on you, not me. That's gonna be your problem. You know what I'm saying? Ah. All right. Jared says everything is a trust. Everything, the Constitution, the Bible, every person, the dollar bill is a trust. Everything is a trust. Dun and Bradstreet, look it up. I see what you mean. I'm not going to disagree with that, to a degree. What up, Nicole? The avatar is hilarious. All right, let's move on. All right. You know what? This is interesting, okay? Because I've seen this happen before, and I actually talked about this, but I never knew that this happened on another specific date. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up.
9/11, a rather large hurricane, Hurricane Aaron, was sitting off the coast of New York City. In the days leading up to 9/11, Aaron was on track and had been on track for a while to possibly hit New York. It had been a Category 3 the night before, on September 10th, when a sudden cold front moved in that dropped the temperature 10 degrees and Aaron began to weaken. And that morning, that hurricane made a nearly 180-degree turn and went away. That's not the most bizarre thing, I don't even think. The most bizarre thing is watching the weather reports earlier that morning that occurred before the World Trade Center attacks.
And you might want to grab a sweater as you head out the door. It's chilly outside.
Heat on in the car as you walked out. Really one of the chilliest mornings we've had in quite a while. And it is 10 to 15 degrees cooler this morning than where you were and when you woke up and walked out the door yesterday.
And you'll see that we've got clear skies throughout much of the country, some showers in the northern plains and wet weather down in Florida, where they'll be picking up as much as 7 inches of rain in parts of central and southern Florida. Partly cloudy skies in the Pacific Northwest. The heat continues in the desert Southwest. 106 in Phoenix. That's what's going on around the country.
Here's the satellite radar picture showing the rain that moved offshore thanks to the cold front. And that cold front, it's a true cold front. This
no problems except down in Florida, a little rain. Northeast, we'll see little rough seas along the New England coastline from that hurricane that's going away.
And this is not the first time I've seen this happen. I've actually seen this happen when there was supposed to be, don't remember what year it was. It might have been like 2013, 2014, 2012. But there was a mean hurricane. It was heading up south. I think it was coming up from like around where Florida was. But it didn't actually hit Florida, but it was coming up in the ocean past Florida. And they said if it continued moving, it would hit Washington, D.C. And this was supposed to be like a good night type hurricane. Like, no, sir, if this hits, you are done. Everything needs to be rebuilt. And you know what I mean? Like, yo, Washington, D.C., where all of them politicians and all that stay and all of them, you know what I mean? All the magic and all the different kind of stuff they got going on. I'm like, yo, if that hurricane hits Washington, D.C., we could be looking at a serious issue with, you know what I mean? The White House being destroyed type shit. But nah, it did the same thing. The hurricane was like this, and then it did some weird stuff and did like that, and it dissipated. Like, yo, what kind of tools are y'all using? What kind of equipment are y'all using to mess with this temperature to dissipate these hurricanes? And you know, we already know about the HARP situation, but there's no possible way that you know what I mean, that thing was on a direct path with Washington, D.C. There's no freaking way. I refuse to believe that naturally happened. Absolutely not. You know, then you got to wonder too. Let me ask you guys a question. You know, the old structures, they call them Tartarian structures. If you look at any of the White House buildings or any of your buildings downtown, you know what I mean, where the politicians inhabit or work or wherever, and you know how the buildings look substantially different, and the technology that we have today is incapable of building these specific structures. You know what I mean? These structures have withstood the test of time and have not crumbled or destroyed themselves, or been destroyed by weather. You ever wonder, like, yo, how is it that none of these buildings have gotten destroyed by like natural disaster type stuff? You know what I mean? After all of these years, I don't ever remember any of these buildings here, unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know and show me the article so I can read about it. But I remember, like, yo, these buildings never get destroyed. You know, the whole thing that happened in what was it, Hurricane Katrina. You know what I mean? Any government buildings, I don't think any of them destroyed. These old type of Tartarian structures are like immune to it or something, or maybe there's some kind of magic blessing or some frequency that they're emitting that stop any kind of destruction from them to actually happen. I don't know why I can't talk today. Some type of frequency to stop any destruction from actually happening to them. United States corporations are supported from corporate agencies are engaged in commercial warfare on U.S. soils. Funny that they talk about 9/11. Your shirt is expressing the same. Yeah, yo, flat. You already know what I think. By the way, if y'all interested in this and different kinds of shirts, you can head right over to Forbidden Clothes. I can't say the website because YouTube doesn't like when I do that. So you can go right in the description section. Go ahead and put my code in there, and then you'll get a percentage off. My man says you can't escape judgment forever. No, you cannot. It's inevitable. Like I said, these people have the script though. They know the script. They have the script on what they can and cannot do and how they can get away with certain stuff. That's why they got to leave it as an option. They can't force it. It has to be optional. You know what I mean? If they try to force it, then 100% they'll incur karma. But if it's a situation where it's an option, you know what I'm saying? Then if you pick that option, they can persuade you. They can try to persuade you like, look, you got two choices. You can do this or this. And if you do this, you're going to be in serious trouble, sir. That's the type of thing they can do. You know what I mean? But it can't be like, no, you can't do this. You're only going to do this because that's slavery. And there's huge karmic debts for slavery. Hurricanes are man-made. No mention of hurricanes in the Bible. Hurricanes have been around for maybe a few hundred years. Interesting, Jared. So you saying that the hurricanes are 100% man-made, huh? Okay. FDA approves lab-grown meat. There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen, man. Now is the time to reach out to your local farmers or your butchers in your area. If you want to get some chicken, you're going to have to go down to the farm and have them give you some, or go down to the butcher. Because all of this, you know what I mean, buying meat from out of the store, it might be done, man. It might be the end for all that stuff. You know what I mean? Fake chicken from Kill Bill McDonald's. Federal Death Commission approves. Oh, yo said Federal Death Administration approves all poisons at the criminal. Oh, 100%. We already know what's up with them. Bruce Lee, what up? What up? Peace of the oracles and architects. What up, man? Spiritual jurisdiction is superior jurisdiction. Listen, there's a whole lot of different jurisdictions. Yeah, that my man is he hit it right on the head. Because look, this is one thing that justice will be done right here. It will be done, and they know this. Because I promise you, the books that they passed down from the generations to generations, or the civilizations that ran, you know what I mean, former Rome, and all these other great nations that fell. The reason they fell, whatever they had done or whatever caused an uprise or caused them to take the L, was documented and stored away and then passed on, And right before a town or something like that goes, they just give a servant a whole bunch of notes and send them out. Send them on a horse. Go away. We about to be out of here. Make sure our story survives, goddammit. That type deal. Load up on organic heirloom seeds. Yeah, we talked about the heirloom seeds a while ago, 100%. You can go right there and get the heirloom seeds. You can get a whole bunch of them bad boys for reasonably cheap too, for what they're worth. You know what I'm saying? Because if SHTF, we want to be prepared. Find out where you can get your local spring water from, man. 100%. But yeah, he's right. He's right. Heirloom seeds, organic. Let's move on, shall we? All right. Speaking of fake food, let's get into it, shall we?
You ain't know. If it's in the pack, take it back. The fake cheese don't melt, the real does. But stay away from the dairy anyway, because the dairy is terrible for you. Full of pus. Put your rice in the pan, heat it up. If it's clear, it's plastic. I've seen people roll the rice up into a ball and bounce it off the floor. So this is baby food. They about to run a magnet over the baby food, pull out all the metals. Because you got metals in your baby's food. So yeah, these are the real and the fake supplements. The fake ain't gonna bake. You want to put that in your body, it don't even dissolve. And a lot of these supplements aren't what they claim to be. Some of them are just sand. That's not fat in your meat, people. That's meat glue. So you're eating meat with glue. That's terrible. This is bubbling up because there's washing powder in the ice cream. Yeah. So
my man gave you the sauce on that joint. A whole bunch of different stuff not to put in your body. There's more fake food. More fake stuff. My man says start manifesting your own food. Facts. Facts. It's much easier to do in the summertime, man. The challenge is wintertime. If you don't have like your own personal greenhouse or something like that, you know what I mean? It's a lot harder to do so. You know, a greenhouse you got to have if you're in an area like Maryland or if you were somewhere north like New York or something. Our winters can get pretty harsh, man. So you got to make sure you got like a heating system to make sure the plants are not too cold. You still got to have that sun coming in. You know what I mean? And the sun days where the sun is blocked, where they got the clouds blocking the sun, or you know how they do. And there's no sun at all. You still gotta have them lights. You know what I mean? You gotta have that heater in order to keep the plants warm. You know, keep it moist just enough so the plants continue to grow. Listen, man, 100%, 100%. That's how you gotta move. Walt Disney's Eyes in Outer Space, a weather modification short film, 1959, shows how they changed the direction of hurricanes. Really? I'm gonna have to look into that. Walt Disney, huh? It's crazy how many Walt Disney short films never actually made it to the light of day, but are available to watch. All right. Appreciate that. Good looking out, Ray. That's all cheap ass food, right? If it comes in a wrapper, a box, a container, package, don't eat it. That's simple. See, but he live in Hawaii though. Keep in mind, Jared lives in Hawaii. The weather is 90% of the time is beautiful. So my man can just go in his backyard and get some stuff grown. You know what I mean? I'm not a mod, so I can't share the link on here. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Let me try to see if I can try to change that real fast. By the way, I'm gonna check the lights to make sure y'all ain't leaving me out here hanging. What kind of lights we working with? There we go. All right, I got you. There you go. Hey Jared, you got I don't see, you got the I gotta make Jared a mod too. I got you as a mod, Jared. Jared, you a mod too. I got you as a moderator. So Jay and Jared, y'all moderators. All right, bet. You good. So now go ahead and share the link, bro. All right. There we go. Saw this. That's why the cancer rate in the US, good old US states, is the highest in the world. That crappy food, yeah. 100%. Secondary for the winter climates is making homemade bread. Can enough food for the winter, raise animals that eat the meat during the winter, and make enough aged cheese, butter with the raw milk. See, that's that old school. He listen, that's that old school farmers like type skill and stuff like that, how to move and how to use that knowledge to preserve food and still be able to eat in the wintertime. See, that's smart right there. Good information. Just type the link manually in the chat. On the BitChute. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you. Time be now for us to know we ain't African nor black. Blank, bland, bleak, bleach, blonde, blanco, blanc, blackout, blah, blah, blah. Webster's Dictionary. We be indigenous, American, Indian. Yep. And we got to get back to our old way. 100%. I tell people that all the time. They be looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, I'm just telling you the truth, man. You know what I mean? Y'all can keep saying whatever y'all want. I ain't going to say that. I ain't going to identify as such. You know what I mean? Because I know better. I used to, but I didn't know any better. But as you start to learn, you start to apply the knowledge. It should be a situation where you should be growing. And if you're not, then you pretty much aren't moving forward at all. You staying stagnant. And stagnation, well, you're gonna have to come do all this over again if you stay stagnant. And me, after all of this stuff that's going on now, bruh, I can't honestly say I'm trying to come back and do this again per se. You know, what I mean, at the same level. You know, because if you don't learn the lessons from this particular realm, you're gonna have to repeat them because you obviously didn't learn for whatever reason. Only thing about this copper is it stains. I like silver better, man. Silver is the way to go. 100%. It's like stains, man. No doubt, Jared. I got you, champ. Freight farms, vertical farms, hydroponic, grow food all year long. Freight farms. Okay. You probably need some property to do something like that. Or like if you live in like a some kind of town, you ain't gonna be able to do that. I've seen some very interesting things be done with those storage containers, man. I've seen people create houses out of those, and you can also do like a greenhouse. You just cut the tops off and put like a glass so the sun can get in, and have the little water mist sprinklers so that the plants themselves can stay warm and have that moisture. Yeah, I've heard about hydroponics too. People used to use hydroponics back in the day to grow weed, like real powerful weed. Herb is herb, I suppose, right? Climate change, aka global warming. If they want to end it, they should go to the governments and tell them to stop weather. Yeah, that won't happen. Stop weather manipulation. Government creates the problem. Sheep will have the reaction. 100%. 100%. Government has the solution. Yep. A man said, "We are all Native Americans. Dairy is not nutritious." There's a book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration where this doc went around the world in the early 1930s and found out how people didn't have cavities and what our ancestors ate. Must read. Book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And y'all got some knowledge today. All right. Cool. Good looking out. Thank you. And we ain't native. I think I know what he means, though. How our jaw, teeth, and nose are all deformed now that cause severe health problems with eating sugars. If the box says you are a citizen, you cross that out and put Native American. He says, I don't like the term Native American. I don't like that term particularly. I don't like that term for the simple fact that it's a legal fiction. It's just as bad as calling yourself white, black. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Growing food in small area, get a couple of 320-gallon water totes, start your hydroponic garden. See, you need to hit up my email, man, because I got some questions for you. Much love and blessings to everyone. Always the best version of it. Yes, indeed, James. Thank you for tuning in, man. My man got the gun show out. God damn. He said he got the gun show out, no permits. What up, James? What's going on, champ? I've seen the return of copper wires grounded in the soil when farming. Yo, you know what? I've heard about. Wolf was talking about this one thing where he took a copper wire and a stake. He ran the copper wire out to the soil, and he nailed the copper wire into the soil, and then he routed the copper wire in his bedroom window and tied it around his wrist. And he said, "Yo, the amount of rest he was able to get just from doing that, from grounding his body while he was sleeping, was a big change compared to how he usually sleeps." So that grounding is definitely something to grounding. You know what I mean? If you just go up to a tree and you just put your physical hands on a tree, you know what I mean, and just go into like a meditation type state, for like maybe 5 minutes plus, that's always good for you. These things have memories. I think the trees have roots that go all the way down in the ground, and they're all the trees are connected all the way across the world. The roots are touching. You know what I mean? There's a lot more of the tree in the ground than there is above ground. So with that said, all of these trees are drinking the same water, and all of this water pretty much is connected. It's connecting all the trees. You know, water holds memory. We looked at that. There's a interesting article I saw earlier where this lady took two different glasses and she said, this will work. And I will say this much, all right, it does work. So you got to be very careful when you use this. Don't just go flinging this all over the place because this is not something you just want to be throwing out there like that. You know, so you take two different cups. And this is just like the Japanese experiment they did with the cups. You write one particular decision. If you got like two different decisions you want to make, and you write another decision. And then you let them sit after you put water in them, and you let them sit for a little bit. And then you drink the one that you want. So if the one that you want is like, let's say, for instance, you want to get a new laptop, right? You say, all right, I want a new laptop. You write it on there. You write not having a new laptop on the other one. And then you let the water sit for a little bit. And then you go ahead and drink the one that you want. And he said, yo, watch what will happen eventually. Watch what will happen. But that's one thing you have to be very careful with, though, because you can't just play around with that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we American Indians. I stick with indigenous Aboriginal type deal. That's what I go with. Man, you know, children of the sun, that type of thing. You know, unless you just moved here, you were born here. That means you are native to the country. We came in this. We got like 5 different opinions on what we should call ourselves. A nationalist by birthright. Well, listen, I think we all agree that we're nationals, okay? But as far as like connection to the actual soil and history, the question, I guess, would be what would we be classified as? I like to stick with indigenous again and Aboriginal. That's my thing. Some people say Native American. I don't like Native American. I don't like that term because it's been perverted so much. You know, some people say American Indians. Some people say that. I don't like that either. I don't like the term Indian. Start using Aboriginal American. That's another one. I don't mind Aboriginal American. You know what I'm saying? We be Indigenous American in. I'm gonna say INDYHN. Native refers to $5 Indians. Here we go. Yeah, the one he's talking about the ones that came over here and got their names put on the Dawes rolls. I think that was the Slavic people, though, wasn't it? The Slavic people that came over here and did that, the $5. Copper wire into the soil for plants, electroculture. Bet. Having a walking stick while hiking. That's what electroculture is. I'm doing it right now. Have copper wires in 4 corners of my property and in my pots. Okay. That's interesting. To be honest, y'all aren't going to get too far using English verbiage and try to separate yourself from a colonial designation. I feel you. Unfortunately, though, this is the hand we were dealt with. Now, not a whole lot of us speak 2 languages or more than one. We American, goddammit. A lot of us only speak 1 language. American Indian is so sufficient after it showed on my family's research of my 6 times great-grandparents were noted as swarthy American Indian by record. How can I not be by record American Indian? Listen, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue with that at all. I'm not going to argue with that. I don't like the term Indian, though. I'm not, you know what I mean? You can also get electrical energy from trees and the ground to power up things. It's one of the vids I sent you. Okay. Yeah, you hit me on Instagram. I think I may have saw that video. American. I like American. Indigenous American, Aboriginal American type deal. The name is not of importance because the goal is to hide your name is not the name Israel. Yo, here we go to Israel. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the children of the Most High. It's a lot of different ways you can say it. We should label ourselves like-minded folks who don't desire tyranny. Agreed. Aquaponic IBC totes used to grow your food in less than 50 square feet. Okay. Right. Slavic slave. Right. I thought it was them. The Slavic people. Now, I actually had somebody tell me, you ain't no goddamn Native American. I said, I'm not a Native American. I'm a Aboriginal Indigenous. Like, nah, y'all came here on boats. I don't think so, buddy. I know my history. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, if you claim to be a Native American, you are probably the one that came here on the boat. You probably came here on boats and got that all that land and all them tools and stuff like that. Now, if anybody did, some people claim electroculture can break up chemtrails. Yo, somebody said that too. They said there's a way that you can actually break up the chemtrails with the electroculture. Don't know how true that is. Remember what Supreme Court said, what Congress creates, they can regulate. Exactly. Yo, this is, dude, what's the law of the land? Please give me that case. I need that case now. I need that case now. Give me that case. Somebody give me that case. I need that case because I was just talking about this last week. Matter of fact, I was talking about that today. I need that case. Let me get that case, man. The Supreme Court case. What they create, they can regulate, and that's fair. That's fair. That's why I don't like the term Native American or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everyone needs to drop all the labels. We're living souls. Case closed. That works too. The living soul, that works too. I'm a man. You know what I mean? Agreed. I ain't come here. I'm from here. Right. Right. Exactly. And listen, I ain't mad at any of the people who came over here. I'm not mad at that even for real, man. Just don't come out of your face and start trying to tell me what the hell is really good. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not mad about y'all coming over here, and won't be. But don't do that. Yes, it's true. You can also boil distilled white vinegar outside. It would take like a whole entire community to do something like that to break that up. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for it now because I wanted them to post it here, put that here somewhere. Absolutely. Yeah. So interesting thing. I was in the store, man, and these days, man, when something negative happens, I try to get as much positive out of the situation as I can. So I'm in the store, and I've had ever since I started doing this whole thing with this path, and I've been start messing around with meditation. And I've been doing deep thought, and I do reading, studying, spring water. You know what I'm saying? Grounding. I've had like a little bit of tuition, like intuition, where I'm able to see something before it happens, or like if I'm in a situation and I need something to happen, a way will be created for me to move. So I'm in a store. I'm picking up a few things for a family member. So it's a situation where all the lines are completely packed with people. And when I say people, I'm talking about at least like 20 people in each line. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So me not wanting to use self-checkout because I think it's stupid and I don't like it. I'm looking for customer service. So I see no customer service. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just look around some more and just see, let me observe what's going on. So I walk all the way around, and the last three aisles were closed. But while I was standing there looking around, a lady came over to the aisle I was standing in front of. All right. And she started to do stuff to the cash register. So keep in mind, I'm the only person standing right there. Nobody else is standing here. I'm the only one standing here because it's not open. It's closed. So I'm standing here and I'm looking at the lady like I think she might be about to open this lane up. Lo and behold, she takes the close sign off of the lane. So I'm waiting for her to turn the light on or whatever. And so this guy's standing next to me. He's like, "Yeah, everybody over here is standing in line, sir." I said, "Well, what line are you standing in?" I was standing in this line over here. I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was waiting for in this line. I was actually just standing here, and it just so happened that the line opened up. So he says, "Yeah, I see you standing there, but we're all waiting." I said, "You know what? Go ahead, man. If it's that important to you, go ahead. It's not a big deal to me. Go ahead." So he says, "Thank you," and he says, "Yeah, I've been coming here, blah 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 blah." And he's like talking. I'm like, I'm not gonna be a dick to him because even though he was a dick kinda, but I'm not gonna reciprocate that energy. So he says, yeah, I have a daughter and she's about probably your age, such and such, such and such." I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at him. And then the lady behind me was like, "You can get in front of me. It's no problem." So I said, "Cool. I only got 3 items anyway." So I get in front of her. He says, "Yeah, I've only got 3 items too, such and such." I'm like, yo, why is this guy still talking to me? Like, he wasn't arguing with me, but it sounded like he was trying to, because I didn't argue with him, he was trying to justify why he said what he said and not make himself look like a freaking idiot in front of everybody else. And I'm just like, yo, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, go ahead, get in the line, pay for your stuff, and go. I'm never gonna see this guy again. It's not a big deal. This is why I tell y'all gotta make sure y'all try to conserve your energy, because it's a lot of people out here that waste energy over stupid stuff. Like, yo, I'm not gonna argue with you over who's standing in line. You know what I mean? It's not that serious. Like, it's not a big deal. If need be, I'll go to the back of the line. It's only going to take me another 10 minutes out of my day. It's not that big of a problem. So I'm standing there. The guy's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, no, I have a daughter. She's your age, and I just needed to get this stuff so I can go home, and usually when I come here, it's not this busy, blah blah blah. I said, oh, it's all good, man. You good. You ain't got to explain yourself to me, man. It's a small problem. We got bigger problems to deal with in the world. He was like, yeah, the way I see it, there's no problems, only solutions. And that was interesting. I actually like that saying. There's no problems, only solutions. So I'm like, yo, the reason this guy was here is so that piece of information that he just said can resonate. So I'm thinking, like, yo, I like that. So my man just gave me a new slogan. So that minor inconvenience at the store just gave me a new slogan. No problems, only solutions. So, like I said, when you're dealing with people in the public, man, a lot of these individuals, some of these people are NPCs. I wouldn't be surprised if he was some kind of test or something like that, which doesn't bother me at all. But, with stuff like that, I make sure I try to, whatever, man, go ahead, dude. It's not a big deal. It's a small thing, I don't care. People make a big deal out of small stuff. And truth be told, I was completely, in my opinion, I was completely in the right, because I wasn't cutting him in line. He was waiting in the line next to the spot I was standing at. The spot I was standing at was closed. He wasn't waiting in front of a closed line. I was. They just so happened to open the line I was standing in front of open. And he feels as though he's supposed to go ahead of me. Like I said, I don't really care. It's not a big deal. But yep. But yeah, make sure you protect your energy. So you take and this is right along the lines of discharge and debt too, because it's the same principle. Okay. If you have a negative, right? You throw a positive at it, it evens out. There's no issue. He came with the negative energy. I threw the positive energy back at him. The negative energy can't culminate by itself. It needs fuel. You got to throw fuel on it in order for it to blow up. I didn't throw fuel on it, so it burnt out. Same thing with discharge and debt. Everything applies. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. I just gave y'all a big piece of information there because I had people asking me earlier about discharge and debt. All right. Every time you call yourself labels, this or that, the label become a disability because now you have responsibility. That's fire. Yeah, he's not wrong, man. James is not wrong. One person. You said what? Whoa, hold on. One person you saying can do this? Hold up. What? He said one person can break up the hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. He says boil distilled white vinegar outside. So you would need like a pot. And you need to put the flame under the pot and then throw the white vinegar, distilled white vinegar on it. And you can burn it and it'll clean out. You're saying it'll clean the sky. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. You can make clouds disappear with your mind. I've done it several times. I'm not going to say that's false at all. I actually believe that. BFR Herbal Medicines. Justin Satire, agree 100%. Shopping carts fill on Twinkies. I don't even remember the items he had. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the items he even had at all. Because it wasn't like I said, it wasn't that big of a deal to me, man. Electroculture. And PDR. Okay, got you. Standing in line is a time to shine. Be provocative with the sheep around you. Yeah, that's a good point too. That's why I handled it that way. Like, look, here's the way I'm gonna carry this. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead of me, and I'm basically gonna sit here and look at you while you talk. I'm not gonna really be engaging with you like that because like I said, I'm only gonna be here a few minutes. Most people out here have serious mental issues. I hate going out in society. You always have to be ready. That's a good point. He probably thought because the dude was a little bit taller than me, and he was probably about like maybe 30, 40 pounds heavier than me. I guess he thought he could I guess he thought he could do something to me if something went down, and that would end up very horrible for him because he does not know I am a Brazilian jiu-jitsu trainer. So, but I hate for it to have to come to that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people are crazy. People are sick in the head. Justin Satire, you're a wise man, 100%. I've heard of white vinegar also. Say something provocative. You may resonate with something in someone that's harmonious with your ideologies. Yeah, that is true though, man. That is true. I think when I said we got bigger problems to deal with in the world, I think that's resonated for him. He said, "Yeah, well, I don't see him as problems. I just say, no problems, only solutions." Okay, cool. Right. You can know a lot about someone looking at food in cart. I listen. Everything wasn't food. It looked. I think he might have had something for a pet or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't like junk food or Twinkies. I know it wasn't junk food or Twinkies. I remember pet food being in his cart, but it was something. Another two items. I don't remember what the other two items were. You know what I'm saying? But what can I say, man? All right, let's move on. When y'all out here moving in public, man, make sure y'all get these people leeway to be goofy because they're gonna do that. Home Depot is selling $52,300 tiny home. It has 2 floors, a garage, and you won't have a mortgage. This is some fire. The Home Depot has a tiny house for $52,000, $52,300 that might be able to replace your mortgage. So this is the house right here. The 688 square feet home comes in pieces that need to be assembled. Some are turning to Home Depot for them. And this is mark my words, this is going to be an answer to the housing crisis that's going on right now because as of right now, houses are ridiculously high. And I wondered for a long time what was going to be the outlet on this particular situation because these houses are too expensive. Now, you get one of these houses now, you get in a situation where you get this house, and let's say the economy changes and the house devalues, you upside down like shit. You can't even you paying more for it. Even if you try to sell it, you still gonna be paying a difference. It's crazy. So look, some are turning to the Home Depot for them. One in particular that the home improvement retailer has a balcony garage that's listed for $52,399. First, keep in mind that the HUD1 Easy Buildings branded item needs to be assembled. It comes with various pieces, including 3 wood floors, tongue and grove wall, and deck boards, keyed entry hardware, double garage doors, a balcony, and 4 single glazed windows. That's interesting. In addition, the tiny home has a top floor and 688 square feet. Customers have rated HUD1 Easy Buildings a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. However, there have only been 2 shoppers that have reviewed these products, of course. Most importantly, it might be able to replace or save you from taking out a multi-year mortgage. Those interested can apply for 6 months of financing with the estimate payments just over $8,700 a month. So there's going to be a catch to it. But luckily, the Home Depot has various at lower price points available for those looking for tiny homes. One includes a 540 square foot space for just $44,000. It has 2 bathrooms, a roof deck, and even comes part pre-assembled. This model is designed to be constructed on a concrete slab with no deck option. The deck and flooring system is an upgrade option to the description of the product reads. Another 240 square foot option that sells for more than $18,500 at the Home Depot. The space shows that it can hold a double bed with a sitting room area featuring an L-shaped couch and a coffee table. So they got all kinds of options up here. There is room for a toilet with a sink and shower units, as well as an add-on porch for the additional seating. And one of the best budgets options sells for $7,599. I've actually seen that one. The 9-foot by 9-foot cedar wood tiny home has double doors, two aluminum windows. It can be transferred into an outdoor dining area, storage shed, and even a backyard retreat. When it comes to individuals, Ryan West has built an $8,000 tiny home with some materials that cost less than $15 a piece. So if you're trying to go thrifty, you can 100% do it. A TikToker named Raychel, Rachel, in case y'all want to look it up, is at Not Lux, has lived on a converted ambulance with her husband for the past 2.5 years. Did anybody see that that YouTuber that lives on the actual airplane and he lets people come through and look at his house? But he actually took a he doesn't live in the United States of America, I believe. He lives somewhere else. But he actually took a plane that landed in the woods and got stuck in a tree. It's supposed to be real stable, but he made a house out of it. And he lets people come check his house out. But yeah, so that's it. So listen, if you guys are interested in something like that, please, by all means, take a look. If you try to do what my man Jared did and just say, you know what, F this, I'm sovereign. I'm going to move to Hawaii. Yo, I'm going to move to Hawaii and I'm going to go ahead and put this tiny home on the property and I'm going to move on my own. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something you can look into. Now, the thing you're going to have to be interested in taking care of is some of these states try to overstep with telling you what you can and can't live in. So that might be an obstacle, but I'm pretty sure there's a way around it. I kind of wonder if a trust is the way. You know what I'm saying? All right, where we at? Look up Charles Hatfield, the Rainmaker. This guy could create rain over 100 years ago. Charles Hatfield, the Rainmaker. Yeah, they used to do the indigenous people used to have dances and chants that can induce rain. Pets their favorite kin. Carts full of right. Carts full of carbs and sugar. That's 88 more square feet than me. I'm jealous. Hey, yo, it's time to upgrade, Jared. Yo, it's time to upgrade. Yo, listen, man. Yo, we about to build a community around my man Jared, bro. We about to get the tiny homes, and we about to be living next door to Jared. And anybody who hating on my man talking about the earth, you better not come over there talking about the earth is round, because you're going to hear about it. He going to be outside your window 4 o'clock in the morning yelling at you how stupid you are about thinking the earth is round. You ain't getting no sleep. You got to learn, goddammit. Not gonna lie, I've been looking for one of those. Yo, they out there, man. The tiny homes is out there. People are taking storage containers. Like I told you earlier, people taking storage containers. Yo, the day of overpriced housing is gone. Like, yo, that shit is not necessary, man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's dead. There ain't nobody trying to be paying these exorbitant prices for these old ass houses. Then got to put a roof on it after you buy it. The hell with that, man. It's crazy. But it looks like this is the answer to me. Buy one and plop it down on your acre in Hawaii. Right. Yo, right, man. I just wonder, you got to put a foundation down on it, though, a concrete foundation, I would imagine, because you don't want that shit to blow away. You know what I'm saying? But you want to go ahead and make sure that shit is planted in the ground. Put that bad boy up there, man. 100%. Get yourself an ATV or something. You know what I mean? An ATV and just be cruising around. Yeah, boy. That's the move. Using your trust account to buy your home. Every taxpayer is assessed to KV Trust. Hart versus McClellan. Yeah, I still never got that Supreme Court case about what Congress creates they can control. Somebody give me that. I haven't gotten that yet. Using your exemption to discharge debt by Moses Washington, 100%. It's a cool house, the plain house. I agree. We need to buy land in groups so there's a team effort in living off the land. Listen, there's a guy in Georgia who's actually doing that. He's got a community of tiny homes. I think he got like a bunch of investors of some sort, but last time I saw the community, it was like, I think it was like 8 houses, and they were all tiny homes. And there's a community of people living there too, bro. They all living there off grid, not bothering anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. And have everyone buy shares in the trust and put the property in the trust. Yes, indeed. It can be done. He did it. You can live in anything in Ocean View where I live. You can't do that in Hilo or Kona, the 2 big cities, but other places you can. Word. I can prove that to anyone that the earth is flat anyway. Here we go again. You can cement 4x4s to the ground and attach it. Cement 4x. Yeah, I saw somebody do that. They put because I like to watch people build cabins. This one guy in Canada, he built a little cabin out in the woods, which was dope because when he started building it, it was real small, but it had a furnace in it. He had a little area for him to lay down and sleep in. He had a window right in the front. He had a nice little it's a cathedral roof, I believe, or something like that. It was nice. He had a little small porch, even a little small porch, and a table and a chair. I'm like, yo, that's what's up, man. It wasn't bad at all. And then when because it started snowing, he just turned the furnace on, man, and cooked himself some chicken and some food or whatever, some potatoes, and he went ahead and made something to eat. And he was just sitting there reading his book in his cabin he built out in the woods. I'm like, yo, that's dope. I like that. Not being bothered. Make sure that door's sturdy in case a bear comes. I'm leaving my backpacking trip through Central and South America in 2 weeks, trying to find where to live outside of America. Yes, indeed. I ain't mad about that. 100%. Can we start a communication app like M Networks to assemble as a uniform presence for Maryland or any state for that matter? Organization is the key for us to help record for nationals. Hit me. Listen, if y'all don't already know, y'all can hit me on the Telegram app. Hit me up privately because we already got that and we already working. There's only 3 of us that's active, but we already moving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're not on the Telegram, you behind. I've been putting the Telegram link out there for a while now. Y'all gotta get the movement. All right, so we are creeping up on almost a minute and 30 hour 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and drop this link. There we go. Jared says, my house is on 30 by 20 on 4x4s, not cemented to the ground. So far, still standing after a few earthquakes. Okay. Good stuff. What up, Carissa? Oh, 86. Hope you're doing well. Peace to you. Peace to you, too. Thank you. Thank you. Telegram app, please give info. I didn't pick it up. You be here every week, Jacob. Just hit my email, man. I'll send it to you. Anybody who doesn't have the Telegram link, who's interested in joining the Telegram, just hit my email. No problem. I'll send you the link. We can do that. No problem. But yeah, as far as the Nationals go, man, just staying connected and getting in touch with like-minded people in your area is key and crucial. You know what I mean? But yeah, getting some of that land and getting yourself a tiny home, man, putting something on there and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna be over here by myself. Y'all do your thing over there. Good luck with the digital currency. Good luck with all that stuff. I'm just gonna be in here with my books. You know what I'm saying? My information, my books. I find somebody, start discharging your cell phone bill. Keep that moving. Is this it? McCullough for Maryland? McCullough v. Maryland for one, he says. Okay. Is this it right here? I see somebody in the green room. Martin, you in the green room. I need you to turn your camera on. I can't add you unless you got your camera on. Turn your camera on, man. And check your connection, too. Maybe it's The connection's not right. It's not letting me. It's not gonna let me add you yet. Got you. Okay. I'm gonna look into that. Thank you. Yeah, I see you in the green room, Martin. You gotta turn your camera on though. Turn your microphone on too. If you have your camera on, something's going on because it's I don't see you. If you're trying to get on, make sure your camera's functional. Anybody. But anyway, but yeah, like that's what's up, man. My man said he took 4 stakes. He dropped the cement on the inside around the stakes, and that held the house in place even after what do you say 4 earthquakes. That's pretty good, man. So did you have like a tiny home setup, or did you just build yours from scratch? That's what I want to know. And do you have 2 floors or just 1 floor? You can't. I can't, Martin. I can't see you, bro. Your camera's not on. Maybe your signal is bad. You got to turn your camera on somehow. If you got the camera on, something ain't right. Or try to go to a better area or something like that. There it is. Okay. There we go. I got you. All right. So I got my man Martin. He's in the green room. Martin,
What's up? What's up?
it's good. We can't see you, man. Turn the light on, bro.
Hold on. Let me get this going. Oh, I'm bright around here. All right.
What's up, champ?
How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to come up real quick. I just want to show my appreciations to you real quick for the information you provided on your YouTube channel, because it helped me a lot to get things done. For like national uses. Because I just want to tell you the story real quick. Because what happened was that, and this for everybody else too, because I live in Jersey, and you already know how Jersey is. Jersey is
crazy. Yeah.
Jersey is strict as hell. Everybody, I kid you not. I live in Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
The state police is ruling over Patterson. Like, state police has been way more in Patterson than ever, and they've been cracking down on so many raids. It's crazy. Like you see cameras everywhere. Like, they're down my street. There was never cameras there, but they pull a trailer camera right there for cops to record the whole area, and they've been like doing that little by little. I'm like, damn, like what the hell's going on here? It's like they really like trying to I don't know, like just really just trying to put in control.
Surveillance. They do the same thing in Baltimore, man. They got these little poles, and they came up with these. People detested these, man, but somehow they still pushed them through. But out here in Baltimore, man, they've got these little poles on each, not even on each corner, but every few often, on 2 per block. There's like boxes, and the boxes are supposed to be able to see everything that's going on in the street. They even got facial recognition and have had it for a long time. And the people were like, yo, but those things can see inside of our houses. They say, oh, don't worry. They conveniently black out people in the insides of people's houses, which is bullshit, because we know they can actually film. If they can see inside your house from the street, you can film. That's why the First Amendment auditors always get away with filming inside people's houses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They can see it from the street. They can film it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And that's the thing. Because ever since then, because it's just been recently, I don't know what's been happening, because I keep on track on everything. Nobody notices anything but me.
Yeah.
And what was it? I've noticed lately ever since, because I remember a month ago, 2 months, I guess, just a month ago, there was applications looking to recruit more state police people. And I was seeing that, and I was keeping track. And next thing you know, I see state police everywhere, state police in Patterson. They're literally going mad down onto the highways. And I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
Right.
And it's just all like, I feel like, it's not even just what I feel like. The discernment inside of me, I feel like something's like pushing them. Like someone's pushing this, like the state police power for some reason. Like they're trying to take control. They're trying to watch everybody. Putting these cameras, having state police cars coming through Patterson. I'm looking at them. What's state police doing here? Like, what business do they got here?
Yeah.
And it's just so weird, so crazy. But yeah, in midst of that, because I digressed a little bit, I want to talk about my experience at the post office here in Patterson, because you already know,
Okay.
Jersey.
Right.
And it don't help that Patterson, as bad as it is, and they're very strict and they're very ignorant. So what was it? I went over there. I went to the post office. I prepared myself watching your videos so many dang times because it was like a clutch to me, like a gun in my hip. All the words I remember, understanding everything, what I should say. Funny thing is, I come in, I'm talking to the low level functionaries. I'm telling them, you got PS4 and 1527 for general delivery services. They looked at me. They're like, huh?
Yeah.
It was funny. They were just looking at me like I'm crazy. I was like, no, PS4 5027. I was like, no. I was like, oh. And they were like, and this lady just came up with attitude. She's like, for general delivery service, blah 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 blah. We do only the post office boxes. And I was like, what are you talking about? And and then after that, I was asking, can I see your manager? And so like, the manager, blah, blah. She was trying to go around it, not trying to give me the manager. And I told her, can I see your postmaster? And then she gave me a whole attitude. So, the postmaster's over there if you want to check. Mind you, the postmaster was across the room from them. The room of the postmaster, it clearly says on the door when I went over there, postmaster. Funny.
Right.
Funny part is I'm waiting outside. I'm knocking. Nobody's responding for a good while. I'm like, what's going on? You telling me the postmaster not here? I'm like, so there's a little like camera above, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's like this little mirror thing, and the postman the door has this little window, so it's showing the reflection inside the office. So I'm looking at this mirror, and I'm looking inside the postmaster's office. Postmaster's not even there at all.
Oh man, okay.
And the funny thing is, I was talking with somebody, and they're asking. No, I was asking them, man, what was up? I was tracking conversation because they were by the postmaster's door. So I said to the guy, I was like, no, man, I'm a non-citizen national. I'm like, I'm just waiting for the postmaster. And he told me, and I asked him, what are you here for? I was like, nah, because I know somebody. And mind you, this person that he knew, because he came out from the door from inside the post office from somewhere, like from the back. And the person that he knew was this guy named, I'm going to call him by different allies. Let's call him Roger. This guy named Roger, he was the veteran manager. And that was the guy he knew. And I looked at Roger, I was like, what you here for? Like, like he was asking, because I was telling him, I was like, you're the veteran manager? Like, it's like, yeah. So like, because I told him I was looking for the postmaster. And I was talking to him, and I told him straight up, like, I'm looking for general delivery service, man. Like, I'm a non-citizen national. I'm trying to get this. And after that, for a moment, what was it? He was like, yeah, okay. He was done with that other person, talking with the other person. I think he went around where the employees are, like right behind the screen. And he was like, sir. He was calling my name. He was like, sir, come right over here. And I went to the corner for the mail pickup. He was like, you say you're here for general delivery services, right? I was like, yes. So I just wanted to see the postmaster. It's like, the postmaster's not here. But, and it was just getting a little tricky. Because, it was like, not trying to offer general delivery services, saying that they don't offer it. Clearly on the website, it says that they offer general delivery services.
That demonic power out there in New Jersey is strong, man. It's got a hold of people's minds.
No, straight up. And it's mad ridiculous because I know he was jumping around his ways a little. And I told him, I'm a non-citizen national. I was like, so I'm not sure you're the veteran manager, but I want to talk to the postmaster because I know he's the trustee and the executor of the 50KV trust, and I'm the beneficiary. The moment I said that, he was like, oh, no, you don't have to say anymore. Like he was like cutting me off from there. Like, he's like, you don't gotta say no more because he already knew what I was talking about.
Right, exactly. Listen, the guys that's up there, they know this information because they go to meetings and stuff like this. People just don't come in the right way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had the same thing happened to me when I went in to talk to the postmaster. He was listening to what I was saying, but when I told him I'm not a U.S. citizen, sir, I'm a national.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, that changes everything.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's a complete 180. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
No,
under the protocol people usually come in as. But once
Yeah,
you
yeah.
declare who you are, it changes things.
No, definitely for sure. And what happened was that when I told him everything about that, he already knew the moment right there. He was like, he was cutting me off. He was like, I'm gonna say no more.
He ain't want people to hear it. He ain't want everybody else to hear it.
Yeah, yeah. And that was the funny part. It had me mad funny because people were looking at me like mad funny, like people like regular U.S. citizens going in for the postal service.
But you know what it is though. Listen, go back and watch Men in Black 2. All right, when Agent J went to go get Agent K in his reformed life as working at the post office. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in that mofo is not a human, but I'm gonna say this. All right. Predictive programming, they got to tell you what they're doing in order for it to work. So I listen, everybody who has been to the post office has seen them people working in that post office. There's no way this dude is human. Yo, there's no way. You know what I mean? But, who knows, man? But go ahead.
No,
go
definitely. And what was it? And he printed out the PS 1527 form because they don't have in that supply. So he printed it out from a printer, filled in the application, and he was giving me that rundown script before he was doing it. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It's just that we give it to transients, blah 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 blah. And I was telling him, no, it's not right.
You are transient though.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who's constantly traveling, which you are,
yeah, of course.
Anytime you go from one place to look up matter of fact, I'm gonna do you one better. I got my Black's Law Dictionary right here. Let's read what the definition of travel is in here so we can be 100% clear. It says right on the USPS website, general delivery. It's like 3 or 4 different people that can get it. All right. And one of them being people who are transit. So let's look up at what it says for travelers or travelers. We're gonna be exact with it tonight. All right. So here's what it says, okay? Travel. This is Black's Law Dictionary. Okay? 6th edition. Okay? The definition of travel. To go from one place to another at a distance to journey. Spoken of voluntary change of place. Within the meaning of constitutional right to travel. Means migration with the intent to settle and abide. Okay, so listen, if you intend to travel from your house to your work, you are traveling.
Yeah.
When you travel to your work back home, you are a traveler. Okay,
yeah, what you saying wrong?
That's what it is.
No,
so you are indeed one of those individuals who can get general delivery.
No,
you are not. It's for people who are transient. You are one of the people of the union. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I had that in my mind because he was asking, you don't have a permanent residency, right? I was like, no, because technically in my mind I came to a conclusion because like you said, I was like, if I'm going from my home, I'm out traveling, let's say going to a restaurant, going to work, doing this and this and that, I don't have a permanent home residency. I don't have a permanent residency. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
By the words alone, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't have any of that. And he was putting it in and everything. And what was it? And he was like, every time I was asking, when I was telling him some information that, of course, the postmaster will know, he would say that, oh, I'm going to go to my legal team about it and ask them for advice. And I was like, yeah, whatever you want to do, because he was a veteran manager. The postmaster's not there. He's the best guy who only knows about that. He's the only one that actually knows about that. And I'm more like, what's going on here? So you tell me the postmaster's not here, mind you, and I'm more like, and I'm just looking at it, and remind me like, there's just some places where some government officials, they act like they're there for the title, but they're not there physically present. And like they have usually the ones usually under them, just by like one level, they're handling most of the business. And so I guess the same thing for this postmaster, because he wasn't appearing, he or she, I don't know who it was. It was crazy to me, and I was like, the veterans manager was the only one that knew anything about it. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then again, it's Jersey, it's Patterson, so the way they run things, it's just a little weird. And So he was able to put in all my information. He gave me the paper and everything for information, how to set up the general delivery every time when I'm putting in the information for my mailings and shit, and everything. And
you really didn't even have to like set it up with them. All you had to really do was put them on point that you wanted to receive the service.
Yeah.
And then from there, well, as a matter of fact, I think I think you might have been right. I think they did have to have the information, like the name and all that stuff, the way they can know who's mail to hold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I didn't have to submit the form 1527 filled out, but I just
Mhm.
went ahead and from different, like, you got to change over your bank information.
Yeah.
You got to go. The Department of Motor Vehicles is the first one you got to change.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
And
that's
then
what I
when you
did.
out
Yeah.
there, right, when you out there traveling, you can't have none of that straw man stuff on. You can't have
Mhm.
none of that address. You got
Exactly.
to take it. All has to be out of your car, because if they jerk you and really overstep and they go searching for an address and they find a piece of mail, got you.
Yeah, that was true. It was very
Got you.
true. Very
Yeah.
true. And what was it? So I know for a fact that he had it on there. He had to get my information for my name, and everything, because the way the things work, because it's a mess over here, man. And just the way these employees are, it just hurts my head. But what was it? The way they organize these mails, especially, they don't have no organization at all. So, I didn't really when he said to fill out the information at PS, I didn't blame him, because none of these low level functionaries don't know what the hell is going on.
They don't.
So when my mail gets received there in their basically the post office / warehouse, because they have a huge thing back in the back with the trucks and everything.
Yep.
They have to put my name under the system to pick out the mail in order to put it at the front for me to be able to pick up.
Exactly. And you come get it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it makes sense as to why I need to fill out the information. And then after that, it was just smooth. I was what was it? I remember I came in just to check up, if I had any mail, just a few days after. Guy I was talking to him about general delivery, he was like, oh no, there's none. But he actually was the only one who actually knew something about it. For a low functionary, he said, I knew something about that. Like, I know a little bit about that. But I never, he never seen it like in action like that,
Yeah.
So like these low functionaries, like I said, they're learning one by one. Some of them know, some of them just don't see it in action. That's why they don't believe anything, and they don't get trained for that. And I
They don't, and a lot of times they don't get trained for it because they don't think it's necessary to educate them, because nobody does it. But listen, back in the day, everybody was using rural free delivery.
Exactly.
The way you got your mail was you got on your horse. You rode on horseback on the back roads, and you went and got your mail from the post office. That's how you got your mail. If you had a rural free delivery carrier, they would go ahead and deliver the mail on a rural route. That's how you got your mail, man. Matter of fact, I was at the Spring and I saw a rural route mailbox. It was interesting. I'm like, yo, that must be the old school mailbox right there. It's crazy. Some of that old structure, if you go to some of them areas in the woods and stuff like that, some of that stuff is still there.
Wow.
But, that's how we used to get our mail. And then when they started to do the federal territories, and they started to put the numbers of addresses on houses and stuff like that, that's when it became federal. Now, you know what I'm saying? People get driver's licenses, they put their house number on. That's one of the craziest things. As children, we were literally taught, don't tell strangers your address.
Yeah.
And here we go putting that stuff on. We giving it to every damn body. Social security number. Like, we just all the way out there in the wrong, man. You know what I mean? But that's how you got to move. So, man, good looking out on that, man. I'm glad you got that done.
Dang right. And that's one thing I'm glad I did, because I'm in Jersey. I'm glad I was that thing. Just me being here in Jersey, being born and raised in it, knowing how everything is, me able to do that, it gave me such a happiness. Because you know why? Because I'm able to actually help others who are here in this republic.
Right.
And so that's me. I'm proud of. I'm going step by step, little by little. Now I'm trying to understand more information, deeper stuff, but that's just really it, So if anything, I just wanted to say real quick, if there's people from Jersey, I'm in Patterson. If y'all nearby, hit me up. If anything, put something in the comments, because I'm trying to make a gathering, because it's better to stand together than to stand alone, especially when these crooks out here in Jersey. Oh man.
Yeah, Jersey crazy, man. Listen, the East Coast is something else, man. The Beast Coast is something else out here. But man, you on the right path, dude. And like I said, get with any nationals. You need to join the Telegram group and get with any nationals that are also in Jersey. I think there's a few of them that were on here that are from Jersey, but y'all need to link up, man, because united we stand. That type thing.
Dang right.
Yeah, but yeah, the general delivery thing, getting your correcting your address, that's going to be a very important piece of information because one of the whole points of getting your actual passport is so that
Mhm.
you don't have to walk around with an identification that actually has your address on it or where you
Yep.
lay your head. It's just like when you're moving around in the streets, like I tell people all the time, you're moving around
Yeah.
doing all
Yeah.
kinds of dirt in the street. You're not trying to be doing that from outside of your house.
No,
Like
exactly.
there was an interesting Instagram video where a guy he had this fiend knocking on his door at like 4 in the morning, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I need to hit it at man. This thing don't sleep, man." He's like, "Man, get off my doorstep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Come on, young blood. You ain't got a little something for me right there, young blood." Like, bruh, nah, man, y'all got the game effed up, man. But this is the stuff we need to teach the children growing up so they don't make the
Yep.
same mistakes we made.
Yep. No,
Even if
for
you
sure.
got a driver's license, this is the good thing about it. Even if you have a license, you can still change it.
No, it's
I've
very
seen
true.
people have sent me pictures on Telegram like, "Yo, I took your advice, man. I got my CDL. I put the general delivery, and they sent it right over. Yeah, it still got the they still got a license and such, which they have a right to contract with the state if they want to. That's their right. But they corrected their information. Then you can go back and you can sign it correctly, without prejudice. All
Hmm.
rights reserved. You can go back and do that. Absolutely.
That the funny thing is, when I started my journey into this knowledge, I was in high school. I was 17 at the time. 16, 17 around the time. I'm 19 now. And I'm about to turn 20 September. And what was it? Yeah, so I remember started because I remember it was James C. Loving when I came across his channel. And that's when it started everything. Like it went down a list that I found your channel, like Fearless Floyd, everything. And everything studying from there, from once I was from high school. It's crazy now because now it's been where I've been applying it. Because now I felt more confident after knowing a little bit more. I'm able to
Yeah.
move more, able to get my things right. And mind you, I do educate people a little bit. There's other people because I have a job, right?
Right.
And I work at this restaurant. My boss, he's Greek and Turkish. So, and what was it? So, it's Mediterranean food. Funny thing is, my boss, he peeped, of what I am. Because he knew I was different. Because what was it? The thing is, there's this, on our registers, right? There's this POS system, point of sale system called Toast. And on it, on the right corner, if you press on it, there's an option for tax exempt for the food, whatever you order. I told my boss, and I told somebody, another employee of mine, because when I was ordering food, I used my passport ID number in order to put the tax exemption. They looked at me, they're like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
No.
But when they
Like,
go through, they be like, "I can't believe that actually worked." Right.
yeah, it's funny because what's the crazy part is before I did that, I called the customer support from Toast. I was like, okay, and I told him straight up, how do you deal with a diplomat when they come in here and they want food? And how do I apply the sales tax exemption number? And they're claiming that the sales tax exemption number is through their passport ID number. Do I put it in? And you know what the guy said? He's like, yes, you do. You put it in. You put that information in. Like he had that, like, I don't know what it was, like that urgency that like you have to accept it.
Right.
Because it was funny because it was funny because he told me and all that information that's going to be sent to the Department of State to deal with. That's what he told me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, huh. I was like, now I know. I put it through the system. Some of them noticed. I explained to them, well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm different from all of you, just a little bit. I get this and that. This is what it is. This is how the system works. Blah blah blah. They looked at me. They're like, huh? I was like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. It's gonna take you time to understand. Don't worry. But I'm not gonna say too much. That's for you on your own. But I just gave them who I was, what I do. My boss peeked. He knew everything because you know what was funny? I was sick one day from work, and the place that I work at is in Richfield Park in New Jersey. So there's this place Hackensack. It's right next to Richfield Park. So what happened? I was sick Tuesday, and I went to Restaurant Depot in Hackensack to do some business because I was trying to get my membership for my sales tax exemption. Every time when I buy for Restaurant Depot, they apply it. Crazy part is when I came out for Restaurant Depot, I see my boss. He pulled up. And the funny part is, he was like, "It's like, what the fuck are you doing here?" And he was smiling and everything. When I explained to him, he already knew. He was like, "Oh yeah, I know that you're that." He's like, "I know." I was like, "Man," and he took because I was telling him, because Restaurant Depot, they looked at me. They literally said to me straight up, in the situation of what I am and what I am to them is a unique situation that they never come across before.
Exactly.
And my boss literally said it. He literally said it to me when I said that to him. He said, "No, you are very unique." Because, because he told me straight up. I was like, "Yeah." And he was told me, "So what, like, why was it?" And I was like, and I told him straight up. I was like, "Nah, I just wanted to find a place where I could just buy, bulk of food from for my missions." When I said that, he's like, "Oh, no, I understand." Because, in that language, from the Department of State, you're doing everything for the benefit of your mission. That whatever you do, and that's how these corporations talk. When you talk anything, when it comes to like you being a foreign national, all you gotta say is like, this is for your mission. This is to benefit you. You have this right for this personal tax exemption. That's the language that I learned. It works every time because they understand.
I keep it simple, man. I just basically look at the Constitution. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I try
definitely.
to keep it simple as far as that goes. Yeah, I keep it simple.
No, yeah,
But, yeah.
definitely for sure. But it was funny because she found me out that day when I was doing some national business. And he just acknowledging that a lot of people are surprised every time when I give them the opportunity, to be educated.
Hold on, let me read this out real quick, man.
Yeah,
Lawrence
good.
Williams says there's a Japanese 7-Eleven instruction pamphlet for tax-exempt sales. Explains the whole passport tax exemption number situation in English. What? Hey, yo, somebody send me this. Let me get that. Send me that, Lawrence. If you have that, or if you know where I can read it, please send it over.
Oh yeah, the Japanese. I remember I saw on TikTok that if you go to Japan, you're able to use your passport for the sales tax exemption.
That's fire. That's fire. Listen, man. Yeah, 100%. You definitely was on to something about that, man, because my man broke it down. He broke it down, and I believe he was right about a lot of that. But, again, if you look at the Constitution, a lot of this stuff that's going on, the state is doing, we're not even really supposed to be going through. Taxes, we ain't supposed to be doing all that. You know what I mean? The IRS and all of that stuff, Technically, if you look at the Constitution, we ain't supposed to be dealing with that.
No, of course. No, that's just what it is. That's a system. But that's just really it. If anything, that's my most experience to give to other Jerseyans, to have confidence.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
Really it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Well, listen, we rolling up on 2 hours now. I'm about to clock out for the night.
Definitely.
Great, yes, sir. Great show tonight, man. Thank you for jumping on, Martin. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor before we roll it off.
No problem. If anything, I'm gonna be at Telegram. Well, so what? If anybody interested, anybody in Jersey, I'm gonna text in the Telegram group. I'm from Jersey. You already know you're gonna contact me, and we link up, talk information, especially in the private. I can help you with this. There's some things I know how to maneuver around, if anything. But I'm here, try to do the best for each other because we stand as the Republic. Because that's just what it is. So, praise to the Most High. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. All praise is due to the Most High, man. And you already know what time it is and what rhyme it is. I am A6, the foreign national born natural. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, again, the path to freedom is bravery and, no problems, only solutions, like I say. So we will be live this Sunday, God willing, man. I'll be dropping the shorts this week. If you need a consultation, feel free to hit me out, man. Hit me up, and I'll be glad to set it up so we can do that. Hit my email. And we can make that happen. Till next time. Catch you later.
All right.
Peace.
Good night.